The war in Ukraine has taken a dramatic turn. Intelligence reports confirm a startling development. North Korean troops are on the ground in Ukraine fighting alongside Russian forces. The exact number of North Korean troops deployed remains unclear, with estimates ranging from a few thousand to upwards of 11,000. These deployments, which began in late 2024 and escalated throughout the winter of 2025, signal a deepening alliance between Russia and North Korea. For Kim Jong-un, the war in Ukraine presents an opportunity to bolster his regime's standing with Russia and gain valuable battlefield experience for his military. Reports suggest that North Korean troops, primarily infantry and artillery units, have been deployed to the front lines in eastern Ukraine. Specifically, there have been accounts of North Korean soldiers participating in renewed Russian offensives in the Kursk region. Their presence injects a new element of unpredictability into the conflict and raises concerns about potential escalation. North Korea's involvement in the Ukraine conflict extends beyond troop deployments. Pyongyang has been a steady supplier of military aid to Russia, bolstering the Kremlin's war effort with a vast arsenal of artillery shells and ballistic missiles. Estimates suggest that North Korea has provided Russia with over 5 million artillery shells, replenishing Moscow's depleted stockpiles and enabling it to sustain its withering barrages against Ukrainian positions. Beyond artillery shells, North Korea has also supplied Russia with at least 100 short-range ballistic missiles, including the KN-23 and KN-24 types. These missiles, designed to evade missile defense systems, provide Russia with a potent weapon to strike Ukrainian infrastructure and military targets with greater accuracy and range. This steady flow of North Korean weaponry has had a tangible impact on the battlefield. The influx of North Korean artillery shells, in particular, has enabled Russia to sustain its artillery bombardments, which have taken a heavy toll on Ukrainian infrastructure and morale. North Korea's missile program, once dismissed by some as a theatrical display of bluster, has emerged as a formidable military capability with global implications. Years of relentless development, fueled by a combination of indigenous innovation and illicit technology acquisition, have transformed North Korea's ballistic missiles from crude prototypes into sophisticated weapons systems. The war in Ukraine has served as a grim proving ground for North Korean missile technology. Russian forces, eager to test the effectiveness of their North Korean-supplied arsenal, have launched numerous ballistic missiles against Ukrainian targets. These tests have provided North Korean engineers with valuable data on missile performance in real-world conditions, allowing them to further refine their designs and improve accuracy. North Korean missiles, once plagued by reliability issues and wide margins of error, have become increasingly accurate. Reports suggest that the latest iterations of North Korean ballistic missiles are capable of striking targets with deviations as small as 50 to 100 meters. This level of accuracy, while still lagging behind that of advanced Western missiles, represents a significant leap forward for North Korea's missile program. The burgeoning alliance between Russia and North Korea represents a significant geopolitical development with far-reaching implications for the United States and its European allies. This partnership, forged in the crucible of war and driven by shared animosity towards the West, has the potential to reshape the security architecture of Eastern Europe and beyond. For Russia, the alliance with North Korea provides a critical lifeline. North Korea's willingness to supply arms and munitions has helped to mitigate the impact of Western sanctions and bolster Russia's depleted military capabilities. North Korea, for its part, sees the alliance with Russia as an opportunity to break out of its international isolation and advance its strategic interests. By aligning itself with Russia, North Korea gains a powerful patron on the UN Security Council and a source of much-needed economic and military assistance. The deepening cooperation between Moscow and Pyongyang has set off alarm bells in Washington and European capitals. Into this volatile mix steps former President Donald J. Trump, who returned to the Oval Office in 2025 after a tumultuous 4 years out of power. Trump, who has long touted his deal-making prowess and unpredictable approach to foreign policy, has pledged to bring a swift end to the conflict in Ukraine. His plan, shrouded in secrecy but hinted at in public pronouncements, has generated a mix of anticipation and apprehension among international observers. The broad outlines of Trump's peace plan reportedly involve a phased approach that begins with a ceasefire and culminates in a comprehensive settlement addressing Ukraine's neutrality, territorial disputes, and the web of sanctions that have crippled the Russian economy. Whether Trump's gambit will succeed remains to be seen. As the war in Ukraine grinds on, European nations have stepped up their military assistance to Kyiv, providing a vital lifeline to the beleaguered Ukrainian armed forces. This support has evolved to include advanced weaponry, such as main battle tanks, armored fighting vehicles and air defense systems. Initially hesitant, European leaders were galvanized by the brutality of Russia's invasion and growing fears of further aggression. The Netherlands agreed to supply Ukraine with US-made F-16 fighter jets, boosting Kyiv's air power. European nations have also played a critical role in training Ukrainian forces to operate NATO standard equipment and tactics. As the war in Ukraine enters its third year, it is clear that the conflict has reached a stalemate. Neither side appears capable of achieving a decisive military victory, and the front lines have hardened into a bloody war of attrition. Ukraine's defense strategy focuses on a multi-layered system to repel a full-scale Russian invasion. This includes a fortified border, a rapid response force, and protection for critical infrastructure. Building this defense requires sustained commitment from Ukraine and its Western partners. Analysts estimate a need for a standing army of 550,000 and a reserve force of 450,000. The financial burden would be substantial, requiring an annual defense budget of $20 to $40 billion. Ukraine's strategy must also address the economic and social costs of a protracted conflict. While Russia and North Korea have dominated headlines with their overt military cooperation, China has played a more nuanced, yet no less significant role in supporting Russia's war effort. Beijing, while officially maintaining a neutral stance on the conflict, has provided Moscow with a lifeline of economic and material support, helping to blunt the impact of Western sanctions and bolster Russia's ability to sustain its military operations in Ukraine. China's support for Russia has taken various forms, ranging from increased purchases of Russian oil and gas to the provision of dual-use technologies with potential military applications. Chinese companies, many of them state-owned or with close ties to the Chinese Communist Party, have become key suppliers of microchips, drones, armored vehicles and industrial materials to Russia, filling the void left by Western sanctions. Beyond material support, China has also provided Russia with crucial diplomatic cover. Beijing has repeatedly blocked Western efforts to censure Russia at the United Nations and has amplified Russian propaganda narratives blaming the West for the conflict. This diplomatic backing has been invaluable for Russia, allowing it to circumvent international condemnation and maintain a semblance of legitimacy on the world stage.